your hand if you have a child who is 1 month to 18 years old. Raise your hand. Okay? Okay? Raise your hand. If you raise your hand to that, raise your hand if you want your child to go to college. So here's the question we have to ask. And we have to ask it of the folks that we lead. We have to make sure, and this is something that you need to ask, I think, your faculty as you're in front of them. If it's good enough for our kids, why is it good enough for every kid? So we have to change the culture that says the kids we work with, we value as much their experience as we do our own kids. And what we'll accept for our own kids, we accept for every kid. And so we've got to change the culture. I think, again, a culture that's gotten us to the point of being a really good system, but to be a great system, it's a cultural shift to where people believe in every child's abilities. They develop the strengths of every child, and they really have the belief that every child in our system has some ability and will have the opportunity and will be prepared, and then we have the ability to get them prepared for some form of higher education. I think we have that very strong instructional leadership, and that's what this whole group is about. Everyone sitting here. This is the instructional leadership team of this system. It's not someone else. It's not someone sitting to your left. It's not someone sitting to your right. It's not someone sitting in another section. It's not someone who's in charge of a department or a division. This is the instructional leadership team of the system. This would either happen or not based on our leadership. Hey, he's trying to trick me up here, by the way. This would either happen based on our leadership. And it's going to take to make that leap from good to great, it's going to take a total commitment and focus from every one of us. You know, we've had structures in the last 10, 15 years that really did not promote necessarily everyone in this room being an instructional leader. And under the necessity of a bad financial situation, we've put in a model where there's a necessity for every person in this room to be a quality, strong instructional leader. We've also put in place the fact that we're going to make sure that the training we provide to the whole group, maybe not the same session all the time, but everyone's getting the same level of training to practice that educational and instructional leadership. But the bottom line is, if we're going to make this change, it's going to take, with 2,500 teachers in our system, it's going to take every effort of every individual here to provide the instructional leadership necessary to make that change. You know, now, a lot of that goes back to what Alan was saying on Monday. A lot of it goes back to making sure that we are really modeling learning. That in our role, we're constantly modeling the ability and the need and the want and the desire to learn. Well, instructional leadership is not about knowing everything about a subject area. I do believe it's really having a keen sense of good instruction and be able to talk good instruction, whether or not you know the subject area or not. And it's about developing other skills for good instruction. And it's about holding yourself and others accountable for good instruction. I also believe instructional leadership, the correlates of effective schools come into really strong play here. And I think we'll make a re-emphasis of the correlates of effective schools in the system, because I think they're a great foundation for what needs to happen instructionally within our system. The concept of time on task, of high expectations, of instructional leadership. I think the correlates really provide a really strong basis for that. You got to have great teaching. The rubber meets the road in the classroom. So you have to have great teaching across this whole system. We have to be driven by results. Not driven by results of one exam that we know is not high quality. And we have to pay attention to it. In a compliance world, you have to jump through certain hoops, and we've got to jump through those hoops. But we should just be jumping through the hoops to jump through the hoops so we can do the stuff we know really counts. And so we've got to be driven by results. And we have to really find those key sets of data that really focus the system and create the change and guide the change we need throughout our whole education system. We have to have open, honest discussions. I think this is critical. We've got to be able to look at information that it maybe is not so great. We've got to have open discussions about that. And just know that our overall goal is just constant improvement. We will not put in place a system in this district where what the state does is determine a certain standard for everyone and totally ignores the environment that some campuses have to operate in. So what we're looking at in Spring Branch as we move forward with our next plan is constant improvement. Here's the data we're going to focus on. Everyone has a starting point, and we want everyone to improve. It's not based on everyone having at least a certain number, a minimum number for compliance at the end of the first year. It's about constant improvement. And then we have to have strong partnerships. I think we've got it. We're in the process now of forming that partnership with KIP and with YES and with Teach for America. And I think we have to go out and find others who have the same belief systems we have as a system, and we have to form strong partnerships to learn from them and them to learn from us. We don't need to do it isolated as a traditional pre-K through 12 system. There are some great folks out there that we have the ability to learn a lot from, and they have a lot of ability. We have a lot that they can learn from in that process. So I think to really make this shift, we have to really have strong partnerships as we move forward. Please also understand, I said this back when we had to do cutbacks 4 or 5 years ago. We are not going to become comatose in what we do. We're not going to become stagnant because the state cuts us $20 million. Please understand, we are going to do new things. We are going to find, we still will spend $230 million in this system. And we may have had a huge cut, but we're still going to spend a lot of money. And we get the choice of how we spend those dollars. So we're going to sit around and go, oh, I can't believe, how are we having out on November end when we write 350 positions were cut? We're not going to become stagnant. If you want to work in a stagnant system, this is not going to be it in this dynamics of the world today of state finance. We're going to make good decisions. Anybody knows me, I'm cheap. Right, Ruben? Ruben always says I want, when we do facilities, I want a Cadillac on a Pinto price. So I'm all about fiscal responsibility. And I want the best deal we can do on anything that we do. And when I travel, most of the time I use Priceline for hotel. You can go and you can look at all my reimbursements for any travel I've done, and probably about 35% of them will have a Priceline receipt in them. I can guarantee that we will not become stagnant in what we do over the next 5 years. And we as leaders have to explain that to folks. Because if we don't explain it, then we let those naysayers run rampant in our system. We let them run rampant, and those are the folks that really are the ones not embracing the change that needs to occur for everything to be successful.